There are plenty of people who have opinions about their local high school team.
How's it going, man?
But Kevin Dyson has a different perspective than your average Friday night fan.
If he threw that like a half second earlier, he catches and runs with it. He has some obvious tendencies, and he's teeing off on him right now. He took advantage of zero safety. There you go.
20 years did you play?
6.
During his career, Dyson was involved in 2 of the most iconic plays in NFL history. His football journey began years before with one simple goal in mind.
I was raised by a single mom, so, I wanted to go to college, and if I was going to get there, it was going to be through an athletic scholarship, and lo and behold, I ended up being a football player.
Dyson achieved that goal by earning a scholarship to the University of Utah.
Kevin Dyson, to me, a very underrated receiver. I thought he was a better all-around player than Randy Moss was during the course of the senior season.
With the 16th pick in the first round, the Tennessee Oilers select a wide receiver from Utah, Kevin Dyson.
Gotta put them hands on you. Blah.
McNair rolling, looks deep down the right side. There's Dyson. He's got it at the 30. Touchdown! Titans.
Touchdown to Dice. Come on, touchdown to Dice.
There's Dyson. Touchdown! Titans.
It's hard to imagine a greater moment in your sports life than to get your name called and realizing, man, I got a unique opportunity.
Dyson 12, 10, 5, touchdown! Titans.
We all remember the superstars. We all remember the Randy Mosses, the Peyton Mannings, but everybody's not Hall of Famer. And I think, you kind of accept your role. But sometimes role players, they had to step up into that stardom role.
Dyson's star turn came in the 1999 AFC wildcard game against the Bills.
16 seconds to play. The Bills have taken a 16-15 lead on the Tennessee Titans. Do the Titans have a miracle left in them? If they do, they need it now. Kevin Dyson is deep with Ike Bird. Christie kicks it high and short. Going to be fielded by Lorenzo Neal at the 25. Pitches it back to Wycheck. He throws it across the field to Dyson.
He's got something.
30,
He's got
40,
something.
50,
He's got it.
40,
He's got it.
20, 10.
He's got it.
End zone. Touchdown Titans. It's a miracle. Tennessee has pulled a miracle.
I wasn't a kick returner at the time. I was a starting receiver, and Derek Mason was our main kick returner, and he went out with a concussion. The backup kick returner was Anthony Dorsett Jr., who was cramping and couldn't run.
So I called Dyson over, and I said, home run throwback. We practice it every Saturday. You got it? He goes, Coach, I never paid attention. And I said, okay, here's what I want you to do. Regardless of what goes down, stay outside our numbers and stay 5 yards behind the ball. He goes, okay, Coach.
It's over. The miracle. Titans beat the Bills. I'm not sure if we understand what we've just witnessed.
To be told, I wasn't supposed to be part of the play, but hey, it worked out. I wasn't supposed to be back there. It's meant to be, boy. It's meant to be. That's what I'm talking about.
So it all comes down to this.
Dyson had etched himself in NFL lore, but 3 weeks later, he made history of a different kind in Super Bowl 34.
Let's go, Dyson. You got him. You got him. McNair drops. Throws right side for Dyson. He dives for the end zone. Didn't make it. He came up 1 yard short.
I just remember catching the ball and seeing the yellow paint of the end zone. I really felt like I was about to get in there. And you're like, dang, I didn't. And it's just this surreal moment of, is it really over?
Dyson caught the slant at the 3. He tried to dive the ball across. He was 1 yard short.
When you get to the pinnacle of your profession and you come up short of that dream, and you literally had the ball in your hand and you come up short, it was a motivating opportunity for me to hopefully get back to that moment to eventually get that last yard, as I like to call it. And, unfortunately, it wasn't in the cards for me. When I was done playing, I didn't necessarily have a quote-unquote plan. And I didn't know a lot about education because I've been playing ball. So I went back to school to learn the craft. I wanted to be qualified, so I was justified.
There's something about athletics that really broadens the skill set of someone. And Dr. Dyson's experience with football is translated into his leadership.
Overcoming adversity, grit, perseverance, teamwork, collaboration. It's just so many parallels to sport. And so be able to have those tools and be able to express that and share that with kids, and hopefully some kids learn that and embrace that.
While the name Kevin Dyson will always mean something in Tennessee, Dr. Dyson likely will have a more lasting impact.
I've thought about, am I more being known as an educator as opposed to a professional athlete? Like these kids that I'm meeting now, they weren't alive when I was playing. They weren't alive during the Music City Miracle, right? And so the fascination is like, man, you've been to the pinnacle of sports. Why are you here?
I think he's more of a Dr. Dyson, the principal, but I mean, it is a cool legacy.
How is the year going for y'all compared to years previous?
Last year, I didn't really have that much motivation because I was isolated in my room.
Yeah.
But I guess like this year, I want to go to school. I want to have fun, stay true to the rules, stuff like that. And I got good grades too, so I ain't tripping.
He is well known in this county, not just for being a football player, but also being like an awesome principal. He's definitely changed people's perspective on that.
I used to never consider myself a career educator. I was moonlighting to do something different. I grew into an educator, and I don't know if football will ever be totally out of the equation, but I feel like I've almost transitioned all the way over.